Hello, everyone. I hope you all can hear me. But welcome to another night of My Life Has Destiny podcast, where I am one of your hosts, Quint Jones, and my sister will be coming up here real soon, y'all. Prayerfully, our guest is gonna make it on tonight. But listen, this has been such a trying week. But the one thing I know is God is still in control. He still sits on the throne. No matter what you go through, He's right there with you. He wouldn't put more on you than you can bear. He'll never leave you nor forsake you. And this is a test for your testimony. No matter what you go through, walk in victory. Don't worry about what people got to say about you. Don't worry about what they do. Don't worry about naysayers. Don't worry about gossipers. You don't have to worry. Because remember, the battle don't belong to you, but it belongs to God. He's already fought the battle, so you already won. This is our winning season. And I know it looks like, it just looks like everything is coming at you in this season, but I'm here to tell you, even when things come, remember, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. No plague shall come nigh your dwelling. He's given you power to drink deadly poison that it will not harm you. He's given you power to lay hands on the sick that they will recover. That means you can lay hands on yourself. You can pray for yourself. Life and death is in the power of the tongue. So I don't know who this is for, but this is not the hour to quit. This is not the hour to give up, to throw in the towel. It's not that time. It's not that time. Now is the time for you to walk by faith and not by sight, for you to trust God a little more because He's taking you through your elevation season. So grow through your go through. That's the time for you to grow through what you're going through. It's okay. Everything is going to be all right. Whatever you put your hands to, I pray that it's going to prosper. Whatever you put your hands to, I pray that there is going to be some fruit that are going to flourish in this season. Whoever you minister to in this season, I pray that they are coming out. They will not be the same, that they're going to go forward and do what the Lord is calling them to do. So in this season, I ask you, I plead for you to walk in your purpose. I plead for you not to give up because there's nothing impossible for God. It might look dim, but there's nothing impossible for God. And listen, you are responsible for your response and your reaction. Only you. So allow God to get the glory through the conflict. Allow God to get the glory out of what you're going through. Don't get stressed out. Don't be weary in well doing. In due season, you will reap if you faint not. Don't be too tired. It's okay. It's okay. You are okay. Praises destroys the yoke. Learn how to praise Him through the storm. Learn how to worship through the frustration, through the aggravation. Just give it all to Him. He said to cast your cares upon Him because He cares for you. So during this time, during this season, I need you not to worry because worry and doubt and prayer don't go together. If you're going to pray, you cannot worry and you cannot doubt. Get in a posture to receive what He has for you. Get in a posture that He will elevate your faith, that He will give you a spirit of discernment so you'll know how to handle what you are going through. Listen, we don't have too many days left in this year. So during the rest of this year, get in your word, pray a little bit more, go through your consecration, do what the Lord is calling you to do. If you want to go back to school, start the process. Look up some schools. If you're looking for a new job, get a new resume. Make sure it's in order. Put your resume out there. Get on Indeed. Get on Monster. Get on ZipRecruiter. Any place that is hiring. Put in the work. Faith without works is dead. But once again, don't give up because it won't always be like this. The Lord is perfecting the things concerning you. And the song says sooner or later, it's going to turn in your favor. It's turning around for you. God is shifting some things in your favor. It's turning around. Go ahead and start that business. Don't be scared. Step out on faith. Step out on faith. You can do it. If you have the faith of a mustard seed, you can move some mountains. You can do it. So don't give up in the season. Don't give up. Now is not the time. Things may hurt. You may feel like you're drained. Watch your circle. Watch what's around you. In this season, we already know God is going to show you who's for you and who's against you. It always happens before the new year. So expect the unexpected. Expect the unexpected because you'll be surprised who falls off in this season. But it's okay. It may even hurt, but once again, it's okay. They will come around again. They may even repent, but if they don't, have a heart to forgive. Have a heart to trust. Have a heart to love. You're forgiving, you're loving, and you're trusting for you, not for the other person. You're doing it because God forgave you. God trusted you with something, and He loves you unconditionally. So, regardless of what it looks like, walk in your favor. Walk in the oil that God has given you. Don't try to be like anybody else. Walk in the oil that God has given you. You are unique. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. And you can do all things through Christ that strengthens you. I love y'all. I just want to encourage somebody on tonight. I might be feeling a little bit emotional even on tonight, but it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Y'all, listen, I've been vulnerable in this season. I don't know why y'all know I think this is not natural. Hey Shonda, how you doing? I feel like, being vulnerable is really not natural, but sometimes we have to let our guard down. Yes, the word tell us to guard our heart, but he didn't say put a cement wall over it. So sometimes we have to let our guard down. Sometimes we have to allow others to enter in because we can hold up our own blessing. But in order for you to heal, you have to become vulnerable. Sometimes you got to cry and let some things out because if you hold things inside, I'm telling you, you will end up, and I'm not going to speak the negativity, but we don't want it to happen. So therefore, don't hold things inside. Deal with them as they come. It's so important for us to focus on the positive and not the negative. If someone offends you in that moment, you deal with it. If someone mistreats you in that moment, you deal with it. You can't let things fester to the point of it's just everything piling up and you repressing stuff. And then when you come out, you snap. No, you deal with it in that moment. It's so important. Don't allow people and things to walk over you. We are not doormats for the enemy. And anybody, sometimes the closest thing to you can be an enemy, unfortunately. But with that being said, continue to be an example. Continue to let your light shine. Continue to trust God in the conflict. Continue to show him that he can trust you so that someone else will want to come to him. It's so important. Continue to get to know who you are and whose you are. Yes, trust the process. It's so important, Shonda. We have to trust the process of what we go through. If we don't trust the process or we try to go past the process, guess what's going to happen? We're going to mess it up. I could survive anything, but when I don't do things God's way, that's when the process get messed up. When I do things Quint's way, I can mess it up real good. But I have to pray before I do anything and allow him to speak to me so that I will handle what he has given me correctly, so that he'll know he can trust me with it. It's just like buying a house. You cannot purchase a house if everything in your apartment is not lining up. You're not paying your rent on time. How you gonna keep your mortgage up? You won't keep your lights on. You're not gonna keep your lights on in the house. So he said, if you be faithful over a few things, he'll make you ruler over much. Excuse me. He has to know that he can trust you with the small things in order to get the bigger things. He's going to give you your heart's desire. But even in your finances, if he can't trust you with the little, why would he bless you with the much? If he promotes you, right? You get a raise, what's going to happen? If you can't keep the little in your pocket, you're not going to keep the much. You're going to need more and more and more. Instead of you saving the increase, what you going to do? You're going to go spend it because you got more. He's not going to be able to trust you. So, with that being said, make sure he can trust you with what he gives you. Make sure he can rely on you with what he tells you to do. Make sure you don't procrastinate when it comes to what he tells you to do. Obedience is better than sacrifice. I was disobedient for a long time, and rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft. It took me a long time to become obedient because of hurt. Don't allow hurt to determine who you are. Don't allow hurt to determine your day. You got to shed the weight. It's too heavy for you to carry. Why would you carry around a burden that is not benefiting you? It's too much. He carried the weight for us. So in this season, we're not going to carry around what's not meant for us to carry. Even when you pray, you have to release who you're praying for and what you're praying for. Yes, cast all your cares upon him because he cares for us. So if I prayed and I'm trusting him to do it, I got to let that thing go because he's going to do it. I trust him to do just what he said. I'm not going to doubt that. I'm not going to straddle the fence. I'm not going to be lukewarm. Why? Because he has never failed me. He's always came through when I needed him. Y'all know the saying, he may not come when you want him, but he's always on time. He's always on time, whether it be finances, whether it need unity in my household, whether it be my loved ones needing ministry or me needing ministry, he always speaks. Whatever it is, even if it's just a word or a hug, he's always there. So be careful how you respond to certain things in this season. Be careful when you put that wall up over your heart. Become vulnerable. Allow him to work in you. Do a self-evaluation in this season because we're not supposed to go out of this year the same way we walked through it. We're not supposed to have the same struggles. We're not supposed to have the same hurt. We are supposed to elevate in this season. That means spiritually, mentally, intellectually, financially, and physically. Whatever it takes. He does things. When he starts something, he completes the whole process, not just one thing. Y'all, excuse me, I'm a bit congested. I don't know if I'm trying to get a cold, but I ain't appreciating it. But I'm not receiving that either. So in this season, we're just going to trust him. We're going to walk on in his word. We're going to walk on it and in it because he's our rock. He's our foundation. And nothing can compare to him. And if you have never tried him, I encourage you to try him. Get to know him in this season. Because a lot of times we tried everything else and we tried it our way. Now it's time for us to lay aside our agenda and take on a new walk. Take on a new talk. Stop going to the places you used to go because they're not benefiting you at all. At all. What are you getting out of it? What are you getting out of being in them places and you still feeling a void? You're still feeling hurt. You come out, you're not getting along, or you know where you're going. A lot of the people don't want to deal with you anyway, but you're trying to fit in. Why? For what reason? Not in this season. Turn things around for you to benefit you. In this season, put your trust in God, not man. Even when it comes to toxic relationships, what are you holding on to? Are you holding on to all these years? I've been with him. This is all I know. I'm afraid of being alone. What am I going to do? These are questions that I had. Not in this season. You can do bad by yourself. If it's for you, it's for you. But if it's not, it's not. And if you're not getting anything out of the relationship, if you're not growing together, You're not enhancing each other. You're not supporting each other. You're not ministering together. Why are you together? These are just some questions, some things I want you to think about, because it's time to make a change. It's time for us to do things different. If we keep doing things the same way and getting the same results, we're walking in insanity. So, what are you going to change about your life in order to improve your life? I'm just talking, Shonda. I'm just talking, baby. What are you going to do in order to improve your life in this season? And I can only talk about what I've been through. I had to do something to change me, because a lot of things that we're doing was okay when we was a teenager. It was okay when we was in high school, when we was being rebellious, didn't want to listen to our parents, but now we grown. We all the way grown. We living on our own, some of us, we paying our own bills. We working. We trying to be an example to our children. So in this season, what are you showing your children that's different, so that they won't walk in a generational curse that you walked in? So they won't have the same, what do I want to call it, soul ties that you had, or similar soul ties that you had. In this season, it's time for you to be the curse breaker, so that if it haven't already fallen on your children, or it won't fall on your grandchildren, or you will break the curse off of your children if they haven't broken the curse. We need something different. My daughter tell me all the time, just because your mama did it to you don't make it right. You are absolutely right. But there are certain things she also has to learn on her own. Because I know a lot of the things that my mama did wasn't the right way. The cheer. But God is working things out. Excuse me for a second, because I dropped the chair. The pocketbook was too heavy. Y'all, I'm sorry. I had dropped the whole chair, y'all. But that's one of the bloopers of the night. But we have to break the curse in this season. Break the curse. It's going to be a process. As Shonda said, it's going to be a process. But we got to follow the process. Trust the process. Trust God in the process. Grow through the process. Get through the process. Don't give up in the process. And I'm not saying it's going to be easy, because even in the harvest, it still looks like you're going through, but it's still harvest time. You got to pluck up the crop. You might get cut during that plucking up of the crop, during the pruning. You never know what's going to take place, but you're in your harvest. You're seeing the blessings coming on a daily basis, but you're still asking, well, why am I going through this? Yes, you see the overflow. You're overwhelmed with blessings, but you're still going through certain things, and you're trying to figure out, why won't this thing leave me? Why? Because this may be the thorn in your flesh that keeps you on your knees. This may be the thorn in your flesh that is going to elevate you. This may be the thorn in your flesh that's going to cause you to go to God a little bit harder or a little bit more. This may be the thorn that you don't want your children to encounter. So the Lord didn't want to move that part of you, because if he moved that part, then you might not trust him the way you do. You might not walk by faith the way you do. As long as that part is sticking you in your flesh, because even Jesus didn't get rid of his Judas. Think about that. He knew Judas was the enemy, but he said, do what you have to do and do it quickly. He didn't get rid of him. He knew he was going to betray him, but he kept him on his knees. So there are some people that you can't throw away right now. Your Judas, your enemy, has a purpose. There are some things you can't get rid of right now. They will fall off on their own if that's the Lord's will. But if it's not, baby, stay on your knees. Continue to pray. Continue to fast, because some things come by fasting and praying. Continue to consecrate. Continue to trust him and ask God to show you what their purpose is. It might be for somebody else. You just the sacrifice. Think about that. Just some things to think about. There's some people that you know without a shadow of a doubt that talk behind your back, that are not for you. They're preying on you, Prey, on you. They're not praying for you. I'm sorry, y'all. They're not praying for you, but it's okay. You continue to pray for them because the Lord told you to pray for your enemies. So you continue to pray for them. You continue to lift them up. And if the Lord lead, you continue to be a blessing to them. Why? Because you have to walk in obedience to Christ. Listen, when I knew that I knew that I knew that I was walking in obedience to Christ, it was when the Lord told me to pray for my husband's mistress. That takes some strength. We was in the church together, and the Lord told me to pray for her. And me, I was like, what? Am I hearing this correctly? But I did it. Why? Because God said so. Because this was what I needed to do in this moment. And this is what kept her in that moment. She was going through something deep. And I was obedient. Not that I was her friend, but I had to walk in obedience. I had to walk in obedience to what the Lord told me to do, because I didn't want to miss my blessing in that season. I wasn't going to miss my blessing in that season. How many of you will sacrifice yourself? That's a hard pill to swallow, y'all. To have to pray for your husband's mistress and you know that they're together, you know they coming up in the church together. Listen, and you still married to him, although you're separated, and you know why you're separated. Not that you wanted to be, but you had to. But I did what the Lord told me to do in that season. So I'm telling you, I encourage you to continue to do what the Lord is telling you to do in this season, because now is not the time to be rebellious. Now is not the time to fight with him. It's too much going on in this world. We are fighting a senseless war. I know people that was sent over there to Israel or close by. It's sad. It's sad. I have a lot of family members that has served, and I thank them for their service. I truly appreciate them for their service. But there's a lot going on in this world today, and we have to trust God. There's no other way. We have to trust and rely on him. It's so important. We have to be there. There's people that cannot walk in freedom the way we do. So why wouldn't you serve him? He said, he who the Son set free is free indeed. We need to walk in our liberty. We need to serve him with gladness, with our whole heart. Don't give him half. Give him our whole heart. I'm still trusting God that my guests are going to come up here. My sister is going to come up here. She's going through something right now, but we trust God. We trust God. So right now I'm prolonging the time. One of my guests is supposed to be, well, actually both of them should be up here at 7. But listen, we are in this season, we're going to bring up a few guests because I want to bring about some teaching. We're going to have a realtor up here. We are, I'm going to ask this lady that is a CPR instructor. I'm going to ask her to come up. We're just going to have different things going on for you all because I want you to go out a different way. And if you're believing God for anything, we want to be able to help. Yes, we do a lot of things. We advocate for domestic violence. We advocate for veterans. We advocate for the homeless. We do a lot of things. Coco and I, we both have our own businesses. We both have nonprofits. And we are in this season, My Life Has Destiny is partnering with Miss Lena J, with Lena J Fashions. With Lena J Fashions, because she partnered with a domestic violence shelter. So for the holidays, we are going to donate to them. We are going to prayerfully get to feed some families. So any of you that may want to partner with that, you all can inbox me. I'm excited about that because we always want to be a help and not a hindrance. And there are people that are less fortunate than us. So we always want to be a ministry to someone, even if it's just to give a coat or to give a blanket because it's getting cold. So whatever you can do, y'all can inbox me. I have a P.O. box if you want to mail. If you want to give a cash donation, I have a Cash App. Y'all can give Cash App or PayPal or Venmo, whatever y'all want to do is fine. Everything, every little bit counts. Nothing is too small. So we definitely appreciate whatever you all decide to do because yes, we will feed a family for Thanksgiving. We will, even for Christmas, our goal is to at least give a few gifts, maybe purchase a meal or something. We want them to be able to purchase their own meal. So we will probably donate a few dollars to them. And I'm excited about that. So, once again, we are partnering with Lena J Fashions to uh, donate to the domestic violence shelter. So, those that want to partner with that or want to give something towards it, you can inbox me. So, back to what I was talking about. I'm kind of all over the place, but I just want everybody to take the time to look in the mirror. Sometimes we got to stop hiding and stop answering to what everybody calls us. And we need to answer to what God is calling us to be. We need to we need to look at ourselves and stop wearing a mask. That mask is so heavy. That smile that you wear that is fake, it begins to hurt because the mask has gotten so tight from you wearing it for so long. When will you take that mask off? When will you be your authentic you, your authentic self? When will you stop answering to what other people are calling you and learn to love you and look at you for who you are? Kind of everywhere, but as the Lord gives me, I'm going to speak on it. And that's a hard topic. It took me a long time. Some of us need to not walk in low self-esteem any longer. Be confident in who you are and whose you are. See you as God sees you. You are God's masterpiece. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. You are a child of God. You are an heir of God. So you deserve everything that the Lord has for you. Don't regret when you do for you. Self-care is the best care. If you're not taking care of you, you can't take care of others effectively. You're giving them half of you because you're not taking care of you. You're exhausted. You're drained. You're wondering why you're going through this. Now is the time for you to take a little bit of time for yourself and be okay with saying no. Sometimes no is a blessing. No will get you further than a lot of things because you give and you give and you give and you don't have anything left for yourself. So how much more can you give if you don't have anything left for yourself? Think about that for a moment. You gave all out. You gave until you was drained, till you bled. Now, what do you have left to give you? Nothing. So let your no be okay. Be okay with saying no in this season, okay? And when you give, don't look for anything in return. There's one thing to say, I'm going to allow you to borrow this. My rule, if I don't have it, I'm not giving it. If I don't have it, I'm not giving it because I'm not going to allow things to ruin a relationship. So even if you ask me for money, if I can't give it to you and not expect it back, you cannot have it. Why? Because if I'm expecting it back and you can't give it back, guess what? It can ruin the relationship. So why am I going to give it to you if I can't give it to you? Unless the Lord says, all right, it's okay to lend this to her. And it's okay for you to say, give it back when you can. It's still allowing them to borrow, but you're not expecting it at no particular time. You're not giving it out of your need, knowing that this is going to cause an issue in your life. So that's my rule. If I can't give it to you, I can't give it to you. And I'm okay with saying, I don't have it for you at this moment. Sorry. If they get upset, they wasn't your friend to begin with. Because they should know that if you had it to truly give it, you would give it. So in this season, let your no be okay. Be okay with saying no. Let your no be your favor, be a blessing in this season. It's okay. Some things we got to learn because we'll give until we blue in the face, so we don't even have any skin left. I did it. I'm not doing it anymore. Not in this season, not in this lifetime. If the Lord hasn't blessed me to be able to do it for you, I cannot do it for you. Okay? And y'all be okay with that. Now, on the other hand, if you just selfish and stingy, learn how to say yes and truly mean yes. Yes from the heart. Yes, meaning, yes, I'm going to give this and you're not going to ever hear about it. Nobody in your circle will hear about it. Oh, well, I lent such and such this, such and such, and I bought such and such grocery. No. If you can't give me from your heart, don't give it to me. Because everybody don't need to know my business. So you need to know who's in your circle. And if you see that I have a need, I shouldn't have to ask you if you have it to give to me. Once again, this is to those selfish people. Okay? Those people that love to say no and will not give whether they have it or not. In this season, learn how to give. It's better to give than to receive. And I have given till it hurts. So I can only tell you what I've done. It's so important. It's so important for you to learn to give from the heart. Don't give grudgingly. Give with an attitude of gratitude, knowing that God is going to bless you in return. Knowing that God is going to bless you in return. Give with that attitude of gratitude. It's important for you to do so. And God sees your heart. He sees when you're giving grudgingly, when you have it and when you don't, and you're just being selfish. He sees all of that. So be who you are at all times. And remember this too. If somebody tells you who they are the first time, believe them. Okay? So if they approach you and say, I didn't like you, baby, you probably still don't like me. Because why did you need to tell me that? I've had people in the past tell me I felt like you was unapproachable until I got to know you. Okay? And I appreciate that because the look on my face sometimes will say, do not approach me. It depends on how I'm feeling. However, I am a very approachable and helpful person. And I can be the sweetest person in the world. until you push me to another level. Now, don't get me wrong. If somebody come up to you and they like, you get on my nerves, okay. And it's okay for me to get on your nerves. Because as long as I'm getting on your nerve, and as long as you allowing me to get on your nerves, baby, that means you sowing some seeds on my behalf. And it's okay. I'm going to allow you to continue to sow those seeds because as long as you are sowing those seeds, um, as long as you are sowing those seeds on my behalf, you got somebody that is wanting to get to know who I am or what's inside of me. And as long as they're wanting to know who I am, they're wanting to know Jesus because that's what I'm going to give them at all times. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying to get my sister in here. So, yes, I'm going to give them Jesus at all times. You're not going to see um, me come out of character. I'm not going to allow you to bring me out of character. The only way anyone can bring me out of character and I'll walk away first because, like I said, we're not teenagers anymore. We're grown. You would have to literally put your hands on me, and I'm not going to allow you to do that. So I would walk away first. So it's important for us to get to know us. Okay? Get to know who you are, who you represent, because I want to represent Jesus at all times. I don't want to be that negative Nancy. I always want to shed a positive light. And that's important because somebody is always watching you. Always. They know when you coming out the house. They know when you going in the house. They know what you're doing, how you're doing it. They probably know where you work. But it's okay because I'm still going to show you me. I'm still going to show you that I am a child of God. I'm going to give you the happy-go-lucky person at all times because I'm happy. And that's what I want to remain. Don't get me wrong. There's times where I have to be a little bit firm and I have to speak my mind. But happiness is within. It doesn't take someone else to make you happy. Think about that. Just because you're with a mate don't mean they're the ones making you happy. Your happiness comes from the Lord, comes from within. So you have to be at peace with being happy with yourself. And then he can enhance whatever else. I'm saying he because I'm a woman. He can enhance whatever else you got going on. So y'all enhance each other and don't bring each other down. So important. If you can't be there for me like I'm there for you, it's not going to work out at all. It's not going to work in your favor. It's not going to work in my favor. Because guess what? I'm not going to stick around long enough for it not to work in my favor. It doesn't make sense for me to stick around in something that's not benefiting me. I would rather be single than to be with someone that I don't feel is giving me 100%. Just saying. So be happy with you and who you are. Be happy with what you possess. Know what you possess. Know what you bring to the table. so important, and that's getting to know you. For some reason, okay, y'all, my sister's here. She's here. She's here. I'm excited. So, be happy with getting to know who you are, what you possess. We have been all over the place, Coco. So I'm gonna let you have some words because I've been talking for a minute.
I just come in on the end part, so I don't even know what we was talking about. But okay,
Listen,
the part that I
I
caught was like, if it don't benefit me, I'm not sticking around. That's all I caught.
right.
So, I take it we was talking about halfway relationships or something to that.
We was talking
Yeah.
about everything today, okay?
Okay.
Everything. And
Um,
I know when God does that, he normally bring you to confirm some stuff. So I'm not even going to tell you what we were talking about because I know how my God works. And I'm
okay.
still believing God. One of my guests is not coming, but I'm still believing God for the other guest at 7. So,
Okay.
but
Okay.
go ahead. I'm going to let you have some words so I can get something to drink.
Okay. Well, hello, Shonda Gear. I see that you are in the comment section. Nice to meet you. I don't think I've ever seen you in the comment section before.
She
So I say
hasn't. She
hello
hasn't.
to you, um, and to anybody else that is viewing tonight. I do believe we were supposed to have some guests, so hopefully they are still coming. If they can't make it, we understand, we get it.
Right.
And you guys excuse me for my tartiness. I thought that we was gonna be able to switch the show to 7, but obviously not today. So, um, what can I say? Okay, this is where I'll start. So, um, God has put me in a place where He's been dealing with me about moving forward in things, um, coming out of the shadows, preparing for, next level type of situations and things of that nature. So, this is where I have been. This is where He has me at this current moment. Um, Being able to, step into who I am so that I can be who I'm supposed to be, so that my businesses can be what they're supposed to be, all of that good stuff. So I have just really been seeking his face about what he wants me to do, business wise, and all of this type of stuff, not just about my business, but business concerning a business that I am involved in, whether I am admin, management, CPA, whatever I might be for other people's businesses. So I have not just been seeking his face concerning my stuff, but concerning theirs as well. So I am preparing myself to get ready to have a bunch of business meeting with my clients and to give them some new stuff going into 2024, to tell them how to get ready to scale the business that they currently have, things that they need to get ready to get prepared for so that they can also reach their next level and not be afraid to be successful and to move forward. And don't be afraid to pretty much sell yourself because, for a long time, I helped a lot of people get stuff, um, get their stuff started. And I sat back and I allowed my stuff to lag. So, time out for that. And it's time for me to get all my stuff in order. So at the end of the day, I said all of that to say this. You have to get yourself to the point of where you have to learn how to launch yourself out into the deep, as the word will say. And you got to understand that when you launch into the deep, if you remember what happened in the word or in the Bible, when they got ready to launch into the deep, they did not cast the nets in the water all the way, and the fish jumped into the net. So the net didn't have to sink for what God told them to do. The fish came to them. And so we have to get ready to prepare ourselves to get to a point in our life where we have to understand that favor and the things that we have been waiting on is now coming to us because we sat around long enough. We did what we were supposed to do. We talked to the Lord and asked him, when is it going to be my time, my turn, all that good, gushy stuff. And it is now your time and your turn. But his question to you is, what are you going to do with your time and your turn? So it takes some work on your part because it's not all on him, right? It's not all on God. You can sit back and say, okay, God, well, I'm putting this in your hands, but he needs your physical hands to go to work. Faith without works is dead. So at the end of the day, now you have to activate your faith and you have to put your physical hands to work in order to allow to get to the things that you need to get to in this season, in this time, in order for it to be your time and your turn. It's just like when you receive a prophecy from somebody. Your prophecy has a condition. You have to put in some work for the prophecy. Okay. So understand that the prophecy, just because it was spoken, don't mean it's just gonna happen like that. You gotta be in the right posture and right position in order for the prophecy to be met. So you have to ask yourself in this season, in this time, are you in the right posture and position in order to receive what is coming to you? If you are not, you need to change your posture and your position and do what you got to do. Also, when it comes down to dealing with people, I hate to say it, but a lot of you got to get ready to say no, and you got to be okay with having the gift of bye bye for some folks, because some folks are just not going to stick around. God is about to make sure some folks don't stick around. Why? Because of where you got to get ready to go and because of where you headed. So when that happens, you can't be mad, you can't be sad, none of that good stuff, because you was like, okay, you came, you served your purpose. We good, we gush. We Gucci. I'm not mad, no love lost. I wish you well on all your endeavors. It is what it is. It is time for you to walk in who you supposed to be. Time for them to walk in who they supposed to be. Everybody ain't lifelong. We have said this multiple times over. Everybody's not lifelong. Some people are just seasonal. They come into your life for a season to deposit or to take something from you. You have to decide which one is going to be. Is it going to be a deposit, or are they coming to take something from you? And when they take, are they gleaning or are they draining? So two different things. If they gleaning, then they learning something from you. If they draining you, they got to go. Okay. At the end of the day, you can't sit around a whole bunch of people where everybody draining you. And then we call that leeches and vampire spirits, and I ain't got time for all of that. Okay. I like to conserve my energy at the end of the day. I don't want to be drained by people who I'm supposed to be helping. Also, when it comes down to us with people in general and in ministry, everybody and everything ain't your assignment. Stop assigning stuff to yourself, because God did not tell you to do that. You did it on your own. And now, because you have assigned yourself to it, I guess you got to follow through with it, because you have made this person or individual or situation your current assignment. So, with all of that, we as women, we got these so called fixing spirits, as I like to call it. We can't fix everybody, we can't fix everything, but we like to try it, right? My thing is this: you can't continue to try to fix everybody else if you ain't working on fixing you. Because at the end of the day, you broken, they broken. You trying to be the screwdriver with some screws to fix and putting them back together, and baby, your glass case is still cracking. So you got to be put back together too, right? And you can't pour from an empty cup. So at the end of the day, you got to be careful what you choose to put your hands to and what you choose to take on, because everything ain't meant for you to take on. Just like in business, I have not accepted everybody that came to me that wanted help from me. Why? Because there's just certain things I can't deal with, certain things I'm not going to do. There's certain things I'm not going to try to go back and fix, especially if I'm not the one that broke it. So there's just certain things I'm just not going to put my hands on, because it's going to take a lot of time and energy that I'm not trying to waste and spend. Also, when it comes down to you being in ministry, you have an anointing that is called oil. Don't waste your oil on people that ain't worth it. Your oil is important. At the end of the day, I'm not going to sit back and continue to tell you the same thing 1,000 times as a person who talks to you. Why? Because I'm wasting my breath. It ain't getting in your head. You don't want it to get in your head. You just want me to be your dumping plate. And I'm not going to do that either. So stop wasting your oil and putting your oil in places where it's not wanted. All right. So other than that, y'all know I had a all right day today. Um, don't have no complaints as usual, but I had an all right day today. Been to church. I pressed my way. I'm glad I went. It was good for the folks that came. I know they got what they needed. For everybody that's watching, I hope y'all went too. If not, I hope you listen to somebody that gave y'all the word from somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I hope you took something from the word. So I hope that your day has been good. But I need you to tell yourself that you're going to have a very good week, that you're going to walk in expectation all week long, and that God is about to blow your socks off. Because I'm telling y'all that there is something coming around the bend before December hits. I don't know what it is, but I feel that thing so strong in my spirit, man, that listen, I just I ain't got time. So listen, I just need y'all to do what y'all gotta do. Get it together, Saint. Get it together. All right, that's what it is. Get it together. So you can get what you're supposed to get. So you can be where you're supposed to be. So your 2024 starts out. Right. Before 2020. Even. So but that's all I got for y'all.
Listen, you touched on every topic. Literally touched on every topic. Like, and I was like, I know I'm all over the place, but I'm just gonna go as the Lord lead me. You touched on every topic, and the person that I'm sitting with right now, she is like, oh my god.
What can I say? This is normally how we work, y'all. So
Yes,
um,
but it's just it's a blessing. We're gonna try to stay up here probably another 10-15 minutes to see if the guest comes. He told me he was stuck in a conference, so if he is still stuck in the conference, that's fine. I'll try to get him back. And the other one had a family emergency, so I'll reschedule with him, and
is
that's
there a
fine
guest?
because
Is
there's a
there a
lot.
guest for tomorrow?
um I think so.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll let you know.
Okay.
The
All right.
link should be up, so I gotta go back and look. But
Okay.
it's just been so much going on. But I truly thank God for where God has been in the midst. And even in church, we got exactly what we needed on today. When I say I walked in expectation and I received it, everything I needed, everything she needed, it was
That's
just a
supposed to be.
blessing.
Gotta
Yes,
stay
and I'm
up there
glad you
with
pressed your
expectation.
way out because when I seen your notification that said where you was, I was like, okay, she ready.
I got
Yes.
it. That's my way. I'm glad I went though. So
Hmm.
the body be saying one thing, but the spirit man be saying something totally different. So
Right, right.
yeah,
And
it was.
in this season, like I was saying to the people, it's time for us to walk in our own unique oil and get to know exactly who we are in the Lord. We can't keep answering to what everybody else say. We
Right.
can't answer to every title that somebody gives us. We have to walk in the oil that God has given us. You talked about elevation, we talked about elevation. Like there's so much that we talked about the people falling off and learning how to say no and being okay with the no. When you hit that, I'm like, oh my God. Like, wait a minute. And then I turned it around because to them selfish people that's always saying no, sometimes you need to give with an attitude of gratitude.
Yeah.
You know, stop saying no. And when you give, don't give and be talking about people. Nobody needs to know what you have done.
Yeah.
Give with your whole heart. So it's so important. So I thank God for the confirmation. And that's why I said I am not going to say anything because God always comes and confirms exactly what.
And me and her have not spoken, y'all, at all before today. So
Right.
We have not spoken literally almost all week. I haven't talked to her until like we touched base a little bit here and there, but we have not had a full fledged conversation. So just
And
so
and
y'all know.
especially today because we were supposed to have two guests, so I didn't know what I was talking about. I wasn't supposed to be talking about anything on today. So my first guest was supposed to come up at 6 and the second one was supposed to come at 7. So yeah. God is an awesome God and he knows exactly what you need, when you need it, how you need it. And he's always going to confirm. And I said that he's going to confirm exactly what you need. So in this season, we need to stand on his word. There's too much going on in this world. But if you trust him, you will get what you need. Them voids that you're holding on to, he will remove. He will fill those with a proper feeling, something that's supposed to be there. And I even talked about being vulnerable because I don't feel like that's a natural thing. So
Mhm.
being able to lay down that concrete wall and become vulnerable so God could heal some stuff is so important. I really had to do it. And it was hard for me, but I trust him at all times. At
Yeah,
all times.
that's all you can do.
That's it.
All
That's
you
it.
can do. But along with trusting him, y'all also gotta believe what the words say.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't believe what the words say, it's kind of null and void at that point.
Right. We talked on that too. And then you can't doubt.
Yep. Gotta null and void. Can't nobody make you believe. You gotta have a want to believe. You gotta just
Mm-hmm.
say, listen, at this point, it's all or nothing.
That's it.
I'm totally dependent on you.
That's
This
right.
this is what it is. You know,
Right.
at some point you gotta enough is enough. You tried it in your way didn't work. You tried it somebody else's way because you listened to whoever, their way didn't work.
I
So,
just heard this too.
you know, you gotta do what he said. Eventually you gonna do it the way he said it at some
Mm-hmm.
point.
Mm-hmm.
It would just be better for you not to feel like you're being forced to do it.
Right.
You just do it because you want to do it.
That's
Period.
right.
You know. Had a conversation with somebody and they're like, how do you keep the smile on your face? Why not?
That
Why
part.
not? Why not? Listen, everything may not be what I want it to be,
Mm-hmm.
but listen, I'm still here. I can still talk about it. I can still smile. I can still move. All of that good stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
why not have a smile on my face?
That's right.
There ain't nothing in life that bad
Mm-hmm.
that I'm not gonna smile. Even on my worst day, I crack a smile. So, you
That's
know,
it.
that's just me. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not gonna let anything and nobody steal my joy because I can't do that.
Amen.
I press too hard to get it. You understand? I'm
That's
not
right.
gonna let nobody infiltrate my peace. We're not gonna do that. My peace is important.
Yes, it
I'm
is.
not doing that. If I feel like it's about to be an argument, baby, I'm gonna let a fool argue with themselves. You
That
wanna
part.
know? Because ain't nobody listening but you. Because I'm not. I'm gonna just let you. I'm gonna
Do
sit there
you?
with a smile on my face, and I'm gonna wait till you finish. You done yet?
Mhm.
Okay, let's move on. You know. And so it's just like one of those situations. Yeah, I mean, I'm at a point in my life now where I got somewhere to go, and either you going with me or you staying where you at.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
That's
I'm
it.
not I'm not gonna be trying to pull and tug. I'm not gonna be looking behind me to try to drag. Nope. Mm-mm. Those days are over.
Yes, they
Not
are.
doing that. Did it for a long time, and trying to bring somebody else along cost me a whole lot,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not doing that anymore.
No, that's
So
right. And yes, we do have a guest tomorrow,
Okay.
8:30 p.m.
Okay.
Actually, our guest is LHG.
Oh, okay.
Uh-huh. And we're
Even better.
speaking. Hmm?
Even better. All right.
Right. And we're speaking on settling your spirit. So,
Oh,
yes.
ooh.
Yes.
Hope y'all ready for that one.
That part. So,
Because some of y'all spirits got ADHD. I don't know.
we're not going there tonight, Coco.
But I do. Okay, I'm sorry.
We are not.
All right, I'm sorry. So sorry. All right, my bad.
No, we are
I'm
not.
sorry. Tonight was actually supposed to be a Q&A night, y'all, but because we had guests, we chopped the Q&A off. You know. Well, hello, Stanley. How is you, sir? All right.
Is she allowed? Well, thank you, Stanley.
Yes. Come on, baby Ray. Appreciate you, sir. Appreciate you. So, but yeah,
Mm-mm.
you know, um, Quit won't let me go there tonight, so I gotta shut up.
Mm-mm. But we'll do two Q&A. We'll do two.
Too.
Two.
Y'all heard
We're gonna do
what she
two
said. Too.
Q&A.
That's what she said. Okay. Um. So okay. Let's.
Because it is going on what? Okay, go ahead.
Okay. All right. So, first question:
First question.
How do you what? Okay, wait a minute. I'm gonna come back to your question because your question about to make me feel like I'm slow. I don't feel like doing that right now. So yeah,
No,
we're gonna
you
come back to you.
didn't.
We're gonna come back to
Okay.
you.
She
Okay.
in rare form tonight, y'all.
So I'm sorry, y'all, but yeah, never mind. Okay. So next question. Okay, so I have everybody that tells me it's my season to be blessed, but how does that work if I know that I deliberately make myself selfish?
You deliberately make yourself selfish, become unselfish. I mean, we just had this whole conversation. Like, if you know you're a selfish person, learn how to give with an attitude of gratitude, because it's better to give than to receive. And as long as you're giving grudgingly or not giving at all, then your blessings are going to be held up. So you might be wondering why you're not seeing it, and everybody's telling me you are truly blessed. Yes, you are, but you're not seeing it because you're holding up your own blessing.
Yep. Well, my thing is, why do you deliberately make yourself selfish? Is my question.
Now, if
But
you was used, I understand being a
that's a
little bit
different.
selfish, but
I can understand you being standoffish
right.
when it comes down to time to give. But when you say that you just make yourself set all the time, like
You said
mm,
deliberately. That means you ain't pray over it. You didn't discern anything. You just said no. Whether you had it to give or not, just no.
yeah, like I this would be the reason why you don't see any multiplication to nothing that you do.
Now, don't get me wrong. I always pray over my giving, and if the Lord tell me this is not fertile ground, it can't have my seed,
Yeah.
because that means it's not going to produce anything, and my money that went on a mission is not going to flourish.
But what she's talking about doesn't make it selfish.
Right,
That still she prayed about it and said, okay, am I supposed to give here? That's not selfish.
right.
You're saying that you just said, no, that
But
you have the ability to help, and you say no. And this is with anybody, anything, all the time. So this is my question: when it comes down to you, and the day comes that you need help, and somebody tell you, no, how you gonna feel about it?
or is that the reason why you are standoffish? Because when you did need help, you couldn't get it from anybody. What is your reason for being selfish the way you are?
That's the question.
There
That's
is
the
a
question.
root.
Yeah, that's the question I got. Because don't nobody just do that to do it.
No.
There's always a cause as to why that takes place. So if you still live and watching, you can answer.
Yeah.
Um, till then, we're gonna move on. All right. Second person said, "What happened to playing matchmaker? Did I miss the show?"
No.
No, we never did the show.
The
So no,
goal
you
is
did
to
not
do it
miss
in
it.
December.
Yeah,
Now, are you coming up on the show? Because we haven't received any inboxes stating that you wanted to be one of the guests on the show.
yeah. Or are you talking about when we said that we was gonna have who is it? What's his name? What's his nickname that be in the chat? Is it preacher? What is his name?
Choir boy, church boy.
Oh boy, church boy. I don't know why I was trying to call him preacher's kid.
I,
Somebody, I don't know where that came from. Just now. Well, that's what was on my lips though. So, um, church boy, if you referring to him and his show, we can make that happen, and so y'all can have that, make that connection now. But if that's what
absolutely.
you referring to, then just say so.
We could do that tomorrow.
Yeah, you can tell us that I want church boy. That just come straight out and say it. So I think that that's what you're talking about. Because okay,
But let
we'll
us know.
we'll let him know, and we'll make the plans from there. All right. So yep, they said that they are inquiring about church board. Okay.
Are you in the Detroit area?
No, but I have frequent flyer miles.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
How old are you?
29.
Okay. And are you willing to come up here? Because if so, come back to us tomorrow. We might be able to get them up here tomorrow.
See, what if we can do it tomorrow? Well, we got a guest, right? So the guest is coming on at 8:30,
Uh-huh.
guaranteed.
But that's fine because you know him at LHG is cool.
Okay. All right. So 8:30 is what time the show is going to start. We're going to reach out to him and find out if he's going to be available or not, and then I will send you a message to let you know.
I'm reaching out to him right now.
All right. So guess we making some love connections. All right.
Next question. I'm reaching out.
Okay. Um this y'all love to do this to Quinn, and I love to laugh at it every time y'all do it. This question is for Quint. Quint.
Who is it?
If
Let's start there. Let's start there. Who are you?
Travis.
Travis?
Travis. Travis.
Travis,
Travis
where are you
said,
from?
Travis, it doesn't say. Travis said, my question is for Quint. Um, one, let me say this first. Let me start out with a compliment. I think you are a gorgeous, black, beautiful queen.
Thank you.
The skin tone does everything for me. And I love the fact that your hair is natural. You are not unbelievable. Then
Thank
that's the
you,
first
Travis.
thing. Then the second thing says, my question is, because you never actually answer the question when somebody asks, "Are you single?"
I am single.
Okay, so alrighty, Travis, well,
Wait, let me stop them for a second. Church boy can be up here tomorrow. I am sending him a link.
okay, so um, Desiree, if you are still in my text feed, church board can be available tomorrow if you can hear me live right now. If not, I will text you and let you know, boo boos. So yay. Alrighty. We're gonna see what happens tomorrow night, y'all. Her name is Desiree. Okay. And Travis, you are the only one that she gave a flat out answer to, sir. I appreciate it. I don't know what that means though, but she answered your question. All right.
Okay.
So next we move on. This one is from Micah. Micah said, I feel like I'm living a double standard. Um, I feel like I'm living a double standard. I know the Bible talks about living a double-minded life. I'm not sure if what I'm feeling is actually double-minded or not. I am a leader in my church, but I also live another way when I'm not in the church. Is that the same thing?
Yes. You already know that. You know you live in a double-minded life. I mean, it's up to you to come in, shift some things. It's up to you to make that change. You know what you're doing, you know what you're not doing.
Pretty much. You answered your own question. Right. So
But fitting in this season is not it.
yeah.
And I talked about this a little bit before the Q&A. Self-evaluate and change some things in this season. Don't go into the new year the same way.
You compromising for folks. That puts you in the bad spot with God though. You think it make you good with the people you compromising for, but it puts you in a bad position with you and him though. So
And you know half of them are not even for you, but you trying to fit in.
but if you rather have them over him, then have at it. You already know where you at. We not going to go back and forth with you and try to make you. I'm not doing a change in your mind kind of
Mm-mm,
situation because you already know you're a whole live leader. So I know
mm-mm.
you know. Yeah, not doing it. So fix it. Stop compromising. Period. Um, Shauna, that is Shauna. Shauna says, "I want to say thank you to you guys. Um, I am the cousin of the lady who had the baby and the husband converted. So I want
Oh,
to say thank you. I want to say thank you to you guys because listening to you, watching their situation, also had me have a conversation with my husband as well. My husband has also given his life to God as well because he said that he watched me. He watched God work through me. He said, what I listened to was when you guys said that a sanctified wife will sanctify the husband. So I have made sure that I try to allow my life to speak for itself and me not try to push or prime him or do anything to try to force God on him. He has come and wanted God for himself, and I'm so happy about it. So thank you.
praise God.
So we're happy for you.
Yes,
Happy
congratulations.
for
Happy
you.
birthday to him.
I'm sure your sister is overjoyed as
Yeah.
well. So, congratulations to you guys. We wish you all the best. And again, just make sure you keep each other lifted. Make sure you keep covering each other. All right. Covering each other is very important. Okay. Especially now. With him making that choice, keep him covered.
Amen.
All right. And then we're going to do one more. All right. This is Timothy. Thank you were with us before, Timothy.
Hey,
But
Timothy.
Timothy says, um, Timothy says, okay, so when you know that change is needed, but you know that change is going to uproot certain situations, what's the best way to go about making the change and preparing everybody else for the change?
First off, you got to trust the process. And you need to pray and ask God for a strategic plan in the change. Because if you try to do it or completely convert or change on your own, it's going to cause havoc. When God is in it and the change is made, then it'll be a flow and it's not going to be a bunch of havoc.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I'm a firm believer that when you choose to put God in something, it's a smooth transition. Why? Because he's a part of it. So I'm a very firm believer that when he's a part, it's a smooth transition.
Amen.
No, no bumps along the way, no bickering, no fighting, no arguing. People that's going to be for you will be for you, and the ones that don't want to be, as we just said earlier, won't be. And it's just that simple. So you got somewhere that you're trying to be, changes have to be made in
Amen.
order to get there. So to want something different, you got to do something different.
That's right.
So there you have it. We hope that that answered your question without trying to go all deepish, because it
Right.
doesn't have to be a deep situation. It's just, at this point, how bad do you want it? And what is going to be your choice? Are you choosing to say, yes, I'm going to go with you and trust the process? Or are you choosing to say, I'm going to take this route and deal with every bump, hurdle, and all the extra to make it longer, like the people in the promised land? You know, something that was supposed to take a few days took 40 years.
But sometimes your uproot is a good thing because some people ain't supposed to be with you and they're
Right,
supposed to fall off. So,
right. But
what are
don't
you
don't
trying
let
to hold on
something
to during
don't
the
let something that's supposed to be easy for you turn into something that's hard. Right.
right? And what are you trying to hold on to during this change of position?
It
Or,
sounds like people. It sounds like people to me.
mm-hmm,
You know, I get it. I get it. We have all been there. You got these people that you just say, but if I do this, I already know.
mm-hmm,
That's because you know. The fact that you know, that here's your sign. So
exactly.
if you know, then go ahead and do what you got to do. It's inevitable. You can't change it. You can't stop it. You can't prolong it. Just do what you got to do. So, but I wish you well in all your endeavors.
I'm sorry. It's just the way she said it, y'all.
Yeah, that's it. Yep. We're not gonna do no more because y'all stuff is a little deep and we ain't going there tonight. So
They said you were so smooth. You was like,
yep. I'm just saying, listen, we not going there with y'all tonight. We love y'all though. Mean it. Yep.
absolutely.
So that's it. We ain't going to do no more Q&A. That's it for tonight, y'all. Y'all
The,
already know she pretty much gave the church announcements without saying we was doing the church announcements. So the guest is tomorrow's LHG, and it starts at 8:30. So make sure you're in the church house on time watching, okay? And
church boy will be up here, so prayerfully
so
Desiree will also.
we might be having a love connection, y'all.
Yes.
Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Might be a first date type of situation.
Might be a first date. We'll
Never
see.
know. Never know. It's a winter time, so I know that people looking for cuddle buddies. So yep, you know, just saying. Anyway, I'm just saying.
He acting up
Um,
tonight, y'all. It ain't even me tonight. Thank you,
I'm just
Jesus.
saying. I'm just saying, y'all already know if I feel it and it hits the ear gate, it's shooting, it's coming out. So,
Oh my God.
I get it. Folks looking for cuddle buddies. I understand. Just don't know if church boy gonna be that for you though. But
I,
yeah,
I don't know. But he will be up here on tomorrow. He told me he would. I reached
yeah.
out. So we'll
Understand
see
he
what
has the
happens.
nickname church boy for a reason. So I do want to go ahead and put out this lovely disclaimer. Don't try to unconvert the church boy.
Mm-mm.
Let's not do that.
Please come correct.
Okay. Yeah, we just need you to do this the right way. And if you know that you got a whole other agenda wrapped around your brain, let's not even go there.
Right.
We can just kill it. All right, stick a fork in it, it's done. Yep, type of situation. Right? Because we not gonna let you take the church boy. All
Not
right.
at all.
So understand it. Yes. The sisters on the screen have blocked it, if that's what it is. Yeah. So
All the way. Okay.
yep. All right. So other than that, we won't be with y'all again until
Tomorrow.
Sunday after tomorrow. Won't
Hmm.
be with y'all unless we decide to do a pop up. We ain't done one of those in quite a while, but we don't know. Just might. Who knows? So, other than that, we love y'all. We love y'all to live every day on purpose, and so make it count.
Walk in your destiny, guys. Good night.